Wait, what do you mean? Wait, what? Say it. Hold on. MVP Zen. Zen, thank you so much. Logan, thank you. Black Angel Kev. Say it again. Say it again because I missed it. I get it now. You know why at first I was like, I didn't think I got it was because we were talking about something so serious and you just slipped that in as if it was some like deep quote. To the point where I was like, yeah. And then I was like, wait, what did you just say? Then so that's interesting because that's one thing I'm feeling about this new Bible boxes thing. Wait, what are you feeling about the new Bible boxes thing? And then I'll read you get going, but this is something that I was like, you know what? It's crazy how subconsciously the people that we have around us the most can really control how we see ourselves. So this is as an example. It's easy to fall into the trap of letting our friends define us by our struggles, especially when they do so in a joking way. So, for example, when someone says, oh, that's just who you are, like you're a womanizer, you're a flirt, etc. It may seem like a harmless joke, but what starts as a joke can turn into a limiting belief, one that keeps us anchored to behaviors that don't reflect who we are at our core. So they can stick to us almost like a label that we start to wear. When we let others define us by our mistakes, we start to believe that's all we can ever be, and it reinforces negative patterns into our lives. So basically just like the idea that, you know, when people even like jokingly are like kind of saying like, oh, you know, you're just a drunk, you're just this, even if it's as a joke, we actually start to subconsciously like see ourselves as just that. And it reinforces those negative patterns and behaviors in us. And then we don't even. Oh, I see, Logan. Wait, alienating some friends because you're like taking this step to do that for God? Because honestly, that's so it's needed. Like that's honestly, if you that's another thing I was writing out about before. Like I literally have so many paragraphs where today was just like it was like I was on one. But so the people close to us will either enforce the truth, the real you, or distort it. Okay, fine, I'll stop being a hard time producing it. That's not good for your lungs. It has nothing to do with that. Nothing to do with that. I'm not coughing because of that. I'm coughing because you're literally doing that. I'm like inhaling it from over here. So like stop it so I can breathe. Thank you. Some friends on here because they just sing Logan. Yeah, it's important you should if you know they could like, you know, crazy. You want to hear something I heard that like honestly blew my mind, and I put in my own words after, but it was like this comparison that made me like think about it was like, okay, so there's no neutral relationships. The people you associate with are all either helping you grow or hindering you in your godly purpose and calling. This one. So this is why the 8th grade chair and the preschool chair are not the same size, because as we continue to grow and evolve, there are going to be some places that we could no longer sit. There's going to be some people we should no longer hang around, and there are going to be some relationships that are only compatible with the old version of you, but not the one that has evolved. This is why a toddler shirt and a 10-year-old shirt aren't the same size. It's because you should no longer be able to fit into certain places or things that were once comfortable for you once you start evolving and growing. What's up, Kareem? What's up, Max? I was like, every relationship we have, family, romantic, friendship, like whatever the relationship is, like when we get serious about God and we start focusing on that and we start growing, like there's going to be certain relationships that are only compatible with the previous version of ourselves. Like there's going to be some people that genuinely don't like, will not allow us to evolve, will not allow us to grow. Like they'll try to hold you back. They'll try to like, you know, and they might not even realize they're doing it, but it's just because they're pulling you back to old habits and old things. And it was just something where I'm like, dang, I'm listening to it and I'm like, shoot, like, that's crazy how so many times like we're fighting to keep a certain, like, you know, to be in a certain circle, but then that's actually our cycle. And that's why we can't escape it. And it's like repeats itself over and over. I want to stress beforehand that those lives are for spiritual stuff, not a typical hangout. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's so true too. Yeah.
But it's so, a lot of people, it's so easier for them to absorb other people's energy, but also allow their own decisions be, what's it called, like be made for them by the other person.
Yeah. MVP Zen, thank you so much. Logan, fantastic, guys. MVP Zen in the chat. That is true. That is true. They allow the other person. I don't know where my birthday twin is. They allow the other person to. That's what I was reading earlier. Like, so that kind of thing where it just made me like realize, like, even people as a joke that are kind of like, oh, you're just like, they're defining you by your struggle, even in a joking way. You start to adapt that and you start to attach that to your identity and you start to see yourself like that. And then you think, wait, maybe this is like, you can't see your potential anymore because you're seeing yourself as defined by your struggles. And that's sad because a lot of times the people closest to us, our friends, are the ones that basically attach your identity to your struggle, to your issue. And it's like, you're not your issue. You're not your struggle. It's like, it's what you've done, but it's not who you are. What's up, Ethio? So it's that topic too, where I'm like, that's why I'm like, there's so much, like, I'm still like in my head. Yeah, Logan, I feel like a lot of us have had experiences with friends or people, you know, supposedly close to us that, you know, kind of just make a like little joke of it, like, oh, you're just a flirt, you're just a drunk, you're just a, you know, oh, you're just always late, you're not little, you're little, you know, slow in the head, whatever type of things they say, it could be as a joke. But like, you hear it long enough, you start to believe that about yourself. And when you attach that identity onto yourself, you start acting like you, like, for example, if there's like a person who's like, oh, you're such a flirt, you're such a flirt, you start to actually believe that that's who you are. Then you're like, okay, you excuse your actions, even if that was a struggle for you before. Now you begin to, you wear it as your identity. So now you can do that more freely, excusing your actions because you don't believe that that's not who you are and that you have potential beyond that. But because everyone's saying, oh, that's just you, you're kind of like, oh, well, I can't help it. This is just me. I'm going to just do my thing then. Versus like someone seeing, a lot of it starts from childhood, honestly. Guys, one rose. Hi, Kenneth. Oh, yes and no. I don't believe, yes, I do think we should hold sometimes like others like above, like in higher regard, right, to ourselves. But I don't believe that self-belief is what's needed for us to do better. Because here's the thing. If we rely on our own strength, there's so many times where we're gonna just be so burned out because we can't do it on our own strength. It requires something beyond us. It's Jesus. Like it's not something that, and a lot of people kind of will take that as like this badge of like, okay, this is just who I am. It's not, but unfortunately, people in your life that are telling you that's who you are. You're the type of person to travel to Chattanooga. I don't know why I'm like, I feel like I might be the type of person to travel to Chattanooga. I don't know what's going on. What's up, Joshua? But no, it's such a real thing. Like, it's such a actual thing that happens, and people, unfortunately, like, they don't realize it because it happens typically from when they're a kid. Like, even sometimes their own family will say things like, because think about it. How many times have we told ourselves in our own strength, I'm going to stop this addiction. I'm going to stop doing this. I'm going to stop going back to this struggle. I'm going to stop. But what do we do?